to church anymore. I find myself praying every day, like any good Catholic girl. Yeah, because you can, take the girl out of Catholic school, but you can't take the fear of hell out of the girl. So, yeah. But we have a saint for every minor inconvenience. So it's like, of course I'm going to pray to St. Anthony when I can't find my keys, St. Anthony's a homie. He's who you pray to when you can't find something. But that's actually when I kind of felt the cracks in the foundation of my belief in Catholicism. Just the idea that a man could find anything. And I know it's 2026, we're all genderless, but I mean, every woman in this room that lives with a man knows that feeling of hearing your boyfriend trying to find something in the fridge and you're thinking, I'm gonna have to get up. The barbecue sauce is behind the milk. I'm sorry, he doesn't have tits, Ron. It's like infuriating. But I am really glad that I don't come from a religious Catholic family. I come from a culturally Catholic family, like Irish Catholic from New Jersey. Like, nobody goes to church except for grandma, but all of the men in my family refuse to get colonoscopies. They say they don't want to know. And I don't know if they're referring to finding out they're sick or that they kind of liked it. But what is so ironic about that, I have this big macho New Jersey family, and yet I have an older brother who's gay. And that same brother was like kind of a sickly kid, so he was always getting some kind of medical procedure. He's had like 2 colonoscopies in his life. And when that same brother came out of the closet as gay, that was like proof of concept to my uncles. They were like, no, they got Frankie! And I was like, no, Father John got Frankie, okay? That joke is based in historical fact. My therapist said that when you grow up in strict religion, right, it can bleed into your sex life. You can kind of develop weird kinks. And I don't know if that's true, but I do find myself when I'm having sex with a man thinking, St. Anthony, please come around. The clit is lost and cannot be found. And he never comes around, and neither do I. So, this is probably a bad segue, but I live with my boyfriend. Don't worry, guys, he went to public school. When my grandmother found out that my boyfriend and I were living together, she was so upset. She was like, Kelly, you're living in sin. And I was like, that may be true, Grandma, but in reality, I am living in debt. And him moving in makes his 1-bedroom affordable. And that's our New York City love story. It's a regular Woody Allen film, only I'm not his daughter. No, but my boyfriend's mad cool, I love him, but I don't know, I'm not quite sold on the marriage thing. We probably have some married people in the house, yeah? No? Yeah? I think marriage is cool, but like, it's just been ingrained to me that it's like, you're technically kind of starting a business together, and you want me to sign a legal document binding myself to this guy when the CEO of our company can't even pass a piss test? Like, they're kind of addicted to marijuana, but I don't know, he's cool. I like that I've been with someone for so many years now where I haven't been icked out by them. The women in the room know the ick, and like, I know, it's like this frivolous thing that you see a man do and it just avoids some of sexuality completely. For me, I have a very specific ick. My ick is when I see a man running to get out of the rain. Come on, you can't tell me that you've never seen a man with an inverted umbrella and thought, quick, run into my vagina, it's so dry in there. And I don't know if I'm just with like an especially understanding guy, but there's nothing I could do to this man for him to not love me. And we were watching this, as you do, a true crime documentary together, that was horrible, and it was about this woman that was being abusive to her children. And in all sincerity, he looked at me and said, I think the only thing that could make me not love you is if you hurt our future children. And I was like, babe, that is so sweet. Your breathing is making me borderline homicidal right now. I asked you to call the doctor about the CPAP machine. And I'm just always giving him shit, but he puts up with my TikTok addiction. I know, I'm a modern woman, I'm addicted to scrolling on my phone. But what I love about TikTok is that if you scroll long enough on that app, you end up on the dark web. Yeah, people here with high screen time know exactly what, 14 hours in a room, yeah. I work from home. I came across this one TikTok where these kids were out filming themselves, messing around on the beach, and they filmed themselves finding a suitcase. It washed up on shore, and inside the suitcase was a dead body. Traumatizing, right? Not traumatizing enough to not post, but still pretty bad. They're like, all right, we're going to the police station, follow for part 2. And I did, you always follow for part 2. But I'm so mean to myself. I go on my phone to just forget about my problems, disassociate. And I saw that suitcase and thought, damn, a whole human woman fit in there. If someone wanted to dismember my body, they'd have to go to Costco and get a whole luggage set. I'd just be floating all over the beach, washing up on shores everywhere, traumatizing children, becoming TikTok famous. So now my next fitness goal is to fit under the seat. That's what I'm going for. Yeah. Yes, I have a podcast, but I feel bad today, and I interview comedians about diets that they've done. My whole life has been one big diet. I've been dieting since I was 5 years old. I've done every diet. Atkins, Weight Watchers, bulimia. I've tried it all. I've tried it all, people. I do think that the one diet that works the best is actually Weight Watchers. Weight Watchers, if you don't know, it's this program where you go and you get a meal plan, but you also get the chance to sit in a room full of other people that are trying Weight Watchers and talk about how difficult dieting is. And I think the reason why Weight Watchers work so well is because they get that food is an addiction. And if you don't believe me, if you don't think food is an addiction, I have been to both Alcoholics Anonymous meetings and Weight Watcher meetings, and in both of those rooms, someone was there because they ruined their sister's wedding, okay?